So use of so this is the topic for today's class. Okay, how a Zener diode is used as a shunt voltage regulator. So this is the topic for today's class, and let me explain. We have talked about Zener diode, and the beauty of Zener diode lies in the fact that for large change in current under reverse bias operation in the breakdown region, the voltage change is across the Zener diode is extremely small. So with that idea only, the shunt voltage regulator is constructed, because a voltage regulator is expected to supply constant voltage, and the word shunt here, refers to the fact that the load is connected in parallel to the regulator circuit. So this is the concept. Okay, with this concept, to see this concept, now we already know voltage regulation, you require constant voltage, and that constant voltage is actually could be affected by the power supply ripple. Okay, so whenever that is the case, you will have a change in output with respect to the variation in the input voltage. So whenever the power supply, so the input voltage is nothing but the line voltage. You know that normally our electricians say, sir, there is no proper, there is a voltage drop in the line. So that is from where the source is coming from. So the input voltage is the line voltage. If there are ripples in the input voltage, then you expect to see a change in output voltage. So this is called, what is called, how much? So a line regulation is usually defined. The term defined line regulation, how much is a change in output voltage to the input voltage. So this is measured in actually units of per millivolt of input voltage change, how much millivolt of output is happening. So it is, the unit will be, obviously there is no, I mean you can say it's a number, but you have to understand millivolt per millivolt. So millivolt of output change to millivolt of input change. Okay, so that is about the line regulation. Now you can also have the voltage change happening as a result of the changes in the load current. The load could draw variable currents, in which case how much is the output voltage. So we actually, that is called the change in output voltage, okay, delta V naught with respect to change in the current, load current, change in the current drawn by the load. So this is called, what is called load regulation. Load regulation. So yeah, standard metric for the how good your regulator is, you calculate the parameter line regulation and load regulation, and so obviously if you calculate and if they are minimum, then you are good to go. So load regulation is actually delta V naught by delta I. So that will be millivolt measured in millivolt per milliampere. Okay, ampere is a very high current. Okay, so make no mistake about it. So with this background, let us proceed to this problem and understand this. With the load and without the load, how these parameters are affected when Zener diode is used as a construction of the voltage regulator. Okay, shunt voltage regulator. Shunt, I told you, load is connected in parallel to the regulator circuit. Whenever it is connected in parallel, then we use the word shunt. Okay, because we want to supply whatever that output terminal taken from the regulator, that needs to be supplied to the device. So your device is your load appliance. So this is a problem that we are going to understand through this problem. The parameters are overwritten here. The Zener diode has a nominal voltage of, Zener diode has a nominal voltage So first let me write the question. First question. The first question is determine. So before I explain the terms that is given here, determine V naught output voltage in the absence of load. In the absence of load and with V plus, that is the input voltage as nominal voltage. See, normally when we say input voltage, nominal voltage, this first try to understand V plus is actually, V plus is given as 10 plus minus 1 volt. So the nominal voltage is always 10 volt. That is the nominal voltage for the input supply. That is without the variation or the supply, power supply ripple. That plus minus 1 volt that is changing with the time, that is not considered when you consider the nominal voltage. Okay, so now given in the circuit, these are the parameters. So to understand, so for now we can remove this fact and we have only the equivalent circuit. In this case will be we want to take at this terminal what will be the output. So I have removed the load. Load is 0, so it is not a drawing current. So this is my V plus nominal voltage 10 volt. Okay, and this is my 0.5 kilo ohm, that is 500 ohms, and this fellow. Okay, so there is no, this Zener is drawn, so we have to be careful. So there is no, if Zener is drawn, the incremental resistance or the dynamic resistance is taken into account on the Zener. So right now, let us think like this. So there is no stuff here. Okay, so at this terminal V0 with respect to ground, what will be the output in the absence of load? So RL is 0. RL is 0. To understand this problem, we must revisit the current voltage characteristics of the Zener diode. Let us look at this value. There is the knee voltage. Importance of the knee voltage is you must at least have the input voltage greater than the knee voltage so that the diode enters into under reverse bias in the breakdown region. Okay, that is number one. Now what is this VC? VC is like the test voltage and the test current. Given in this problem, let me tell you, in the problem we have been given VC equal to 6.8 volt VC, and the test current IC is at this corresponding voltage, the IC is 5 milliampere. This is given, and the incremental resistance is also given as 20 ohms. These are the numbers that have been given. So I want you to pay attention carefully here. What is this VC0? What is its significance? Okay, so that if we understand, the problem is half done. So we have been given this value, which is 5 milliampere. And this value VC is given, that is 6.8 volt. But what we should understand here is, in the absence of the load, okay, we must know what is the actual operating point. Then only we can find what will be the output voltage. So question to be asked here is, what is the, because if you see here, the linear region is over from here to here, where it is linear, right? So as after I cross the Zener knee voltage, I start to see these are test values which are like the standard operating bias point, Q point. But I can operate the Zener for the voltage regulation at any value, either here or over here. And what is that value? So what is the actual operating current, okay, through the Zener? If I know that, then I can calculate in the absence of this one, I can calculate the output voltage, because I need to know I can operate anywhere. From 5 milliampere, I could have operated at 6 milliampere, 5.5 milliampere or 4.5 milliampere. What is that where I should operate? So in the problem also, they have specified the minimum current ICK is only 0.2 milliampere, which means for any current through the Zener greater than 0.2 milliampere, if it is flow, we are in the breakdown region. So if I need to know what is the actual operating current through the Zener, to find that I must understand what is this VZ0, because that is where the linearity begins. So to find VZ0 using the nominal point, I use this equation VZ equal to VZ0 plus use the test current ICT and R. Okay, so the equivalent circuit for that diagram for this will be, the equivalent circuit will be in this fashion. And here I am taking the output, and this one is my series current limiting resistor with the input at the nominal voltage 10 volt. So I am not considering any ripple in the supply, and this fellow is my small r. And what is this value? This value is my VZ naught from the model that we discussed yesterday's class. So this is my VZ. So understand that I can operate with the Zener any current. So I really do not know exactly where I am going, where I am operating. To determine that, I must take starting from VZ naught value. Okay, and then find what will be the current through this with that. And once I know the current, then I can easily back calculate and what will be my VZ exact operating point. So this VC is my starting value 5 given as 6.8 volt. So let me define this VC naught. VC naught, see here the linearity begins over here. In this linearity region, you can define a slope. Okay, slope is given by normally y by x, and because the y-axis is current and the x-axis is this one voltage, it should be the inverse of the incremental resistance. That is why the slope is 1 by RC. So VC naught is the voltage value on the x-axis, on the x-axis it's on the x-axis for the straight line. It is a voltage value, okay, on the x-axis given by the, okay, let me rewrite that clearly. Voltage value on the x-axis given by the intercept voltage value on the x-axis given by the intercept that the straight line okay, with the slope 1 by RC. This is the linearity. The linearity is very important. With the minimum change in voltage, with the slope, that means constant slope. So you want RC to be extremely small, and this region over here, even this region is little difficult to operate because the change in voltage will be much higher. RC value, the dynamic resistance will be more. Whereas this region over here, the dynamic resistance is extremely small, more or less. So you will get a constant voltage. VC will be constant. So with the slope 1 by RC makes the intercept, this line with the slope makes with the x-axis. So all I need to do is extend this line and cut it across at the x-axis. I will get the VZ naught. That is shown in the diagram. I just explained it over here. So to find that VZ naught, 6.8 volt, assuming this is my test current, 6.8 and test voltage, 6.8 equal to VZ naught, and given my test current is 5 milliampere, 10 power minus 3, and R is 20 ohms. 20 ohms. With that, we have actually the 20 ohms. So VC naught will be equivalent to 6.7 volt. So here you will actually with this 6.7 volt, okay, and this is your 500 ohms or 0.5 kilo ohms. This is 20, 20 ohms, very small compared to this. This is my VC naught plus ICRC. But this actual IC that flows through the diode is not known to us. And this is a voltage drop that is happening over here as a result of the behavior of the IV characteristic inherent to the diode. Therefore, this VC naught is the kind of voltage that is the starting voltage where you will see with that value you find what is the maximum current, because we can consider here the change in voltage to be very small that we can actually get over here. So that diagram is shown here. So assume that this part IL is not there and we are only estimating that. So what we have estimated is VC naught equal to 6.7 volt. With this 6.7 volt, we need to find what is my IC. So it is kind of a, in a sense, an iterative process. So we start, the biasing point can swing between that linear region where the incremental resistance is extremely small. So this actual IC that we are trying to find will be obtained by 10 volt, which is over here, 10 volt. And so assume this part is not here. This is 6.7 over here. So 10 minus 6.7, this is the maximum current that can flow with this one. This is the maximum possibility for the given series resistance that we choose here. If the series resistance is smaller, you will have a greater current, provided we are within the power limits of this Zener. So you have to keep that also in mind. So the series resistance has to be chosen. This point was emphasized in yesterday's lecture. So 10 minus 6.7, this is the maximum current that can flow. So 3.3 divided by 520. I will give you the answer for this directly, because with the time that we have, so I have like roughly about 6.35 milliampere. Now think about this current. Where was the starting current? ICT was 5 milliampere. ICT was 5 milliampere. So if you look at this diagram, we started with 5 milliampere. Rather, we are operating somewhere even further higher current. But the nominal voltage 6.8 is still obtained. Okay, that is across the Zener. But exact voltage is what we need to find, not 6.8. So we need to find that, not the nominal voltage. You will get, because we are operating at a higher current, we should get some higher value than 6.8. That will be dependent on, decided by how much the voltage drop across this RC value. That will be seen across the V0 value. So V0 will be equivalent to actual operating voltage. So I will say VC actual that we are going to get will be VC naught plus IC actual into small r. So that will be equivalent to 6.7 plus 6.35 into 20. 6.3 is in milliampere, so I need to multiply by 10 power minus 3. Therefore, I will get, you can check here 6.83. That's what I said. So you will get, you look at here, you are not operating at 5 milliampere, you are rather operating at a higher current. Therefore, you will get a higher voltage than that. So in this diagram, I am showing here VC is over here, that is 6.8, but you are going to get slightly at a higher current, maybe over here, in which case. So this point is over here, So this point, as long as you are not overshooting the current rating decided by the power and the nominal voltage, you are okay. Okay, so power is not given for this, so we can assume that the Zener diode is able to take this current, because 6.35 milliampere is not far from your 5 milliampere test current. So that is one thing. Now let us go to the second problem on this. Find the change in output voltage resulting from the ripple, power supply ripple, from plus minus 1 volt change in V plus. This is very simple. The concept of line regulation, to bring that only we have done this. The same thing that we attacked with the voltage division law. So we need to use the same concept over here. Delta V naught will be equivalent to, this is my change, delta VI plus minus delta VI, and you have the small signal. This is what is going to the dynamic resistance that is going to change. So R plus R. But within that, as long as you are within that linear region, this R is extremely assumed to be small, that it assumes a constant slope with that straight line assumes a constant slope with the this one. So as long as you have to operate away from the knee region, you have to also operate within the power rating. So keep that aspect in mind. So slope equal to 1 by RC. So with that, we have plus minus 1 volt, and this is 20 divided by 520 ohms, because 500.5 kilo ohms. So we will get roughly about 1 by 26 plus minus, and I can tell you the value. You get 3.85. Okay, so 3.85, because definitely millivolt, because you can see 1 by 25 is 0.04. Okay, is that correct, or 0.004? Yeah, so it is 0.404, so it should be over here. So this is 38.5. See, that is what I am trying to check my mathematics by a simple factor. 38.5, you will get 38.5 delta V naught plus minus 38.5. What does that tell you? It tells you from 6.83 you will get plus minus 38.3 millivolt. This is the output I am going to see with the ripple factor taken into account, the swing taken into account. More the voltage here, the change, more the we are going to have a problem. Now what is our line regulation? Line regulation is going to be delta V naught by delta Vi. Since delta Vi is given as 1 volt, so we are going to get 38.5 divided millivolt per this one per 1 volt. So the unit for that line regulation will be 38.5 millivolt per volt. You have to understand, even though don't cancel these units, that tells you that the definition of line regulation with respect to the input voltage. Okay, so the next question is actually find the change in V naught resulting from connecting a load RL that draws a current 1 milliampere and find the load regulation. So when RL is connected, so which means the circuit when RL is connected, you are going to have the this thing. Okay, so let me. So the letters are clearly visible. When RL is connected, that means it is drawing a current. Therefore, there will be obviously decrease in IC. So when load is connected, the current that we saw here, what was the current we saw here? 6.35 milliampere. That is not going to flow through. No. Okay. It is not going to flow through. It is going to decrease. Okay. So it will decrease. The current through the load will decrease. Sorry, current through the Zener will decrease. Not the load. When load is connected, the load draws a current. So that much current will decrease in the operating. So earlier, if you are operating over here, that is the 6.8, what was the current we got? 6.35. Now 1 milliampere it is drawing. That means you are shifting the operating point, actual operating point to 5.35, because 6.35 minus 1, that much current would have decreased over there, right? So think along that direction. Question asked is very simple. Change in delta V naught. So we need only to find delta V naught, and this we can actually, the VZ naught is not changed. So we can actually not worry about VZ naught. So delta V naught only we need to see. Delta V naught will be R delta I. And this is because the load is drawing current, that much current will decrease, resulting in the current resulting consequently the voltage drop across the Zener will be smaller, will also decrease. That means V naught will also decrease. Because that much only is going to appear in the V naught. So V naught also will decrease. So here you have like delta is 1 milliampere. So I will have to, because it is decreasing, I will incorporate or add a negative sign to emphasize it is a decrease. Okay, so load is connected, the current through the zener will decrease. Consequently, the voltage drop across the zener will also decrease, or V0 will also decrease, minus 20 into 1 milliampere. So that is minus 20 millivolt. So because we are talking about only 1 milliampere here, we have that much decrease. If this current had been more decrease. So we can easily find what is our load regulation. Load regulation is obviously minus. We don't have to worry about that minus or positive. All we need to do is, it is always going to be minus only when a load draws a current. So load regulation is simply delta V0 by delta IL, delta I, not IL, delta I, that is the current that is changing in the zener. So delta I, 1 milliampere will decrease, so that will be like 20 millivolt. Okay, let me write it clearly. So because there is no space over there, so maybe I can write it here. Oh God. Okay, so let me rewrite that stuff. So we can easily, I have explained that over there. So delta V0 we found to be minus 20 millivolt. Now load regulation is delta V0 by delta IL, delta I, simply 20 millivolt per milliampere. So look at the unit here, millivolt per milliampere. Line regulation is millivolt per volt. Okay, we will continue on this discussion in the afternoon. Okay, we'll do this problem little more with the different loads and try to understand the design of a shunt voltage regulator completely. That is the idea.